The Titanic sank. On the 10th of April 1912, the Titanic set off from England on its first voyage to New York. The famous ship was almost 900 feet long, and it weighed about 50,000 tons. 4 days later, at 11:40 p.m., the ship crashed into an iceberg. Water began to pour into the ship, as around 2,000 passengers were sleeping. The ship was slowly sinking. 2 hours and 40 minutes later, the Titanic broke into 2 pieces and went down to the bottom of the ocean. There were 20 lifeboats on the Titanic, enough for only 1,178 people. The crew tried to keep people calm. The ship's musicians were playing beautiful music, as the women and children were climbing into lifeboats. Another large passenger ship in the area came to rescue them, and they survived the disaster. But most weren't so lucky. Over 2,200 passengers were traveling on the ship, but there were only 705 survivors. For many years, nobody managed to find the ship. Finally, in 1985, a research team found the wreck, but it took until 1998 for part of the bottom of the wreck to be recovered from the water. You can see this huge piece of metal with its round glass windows at the biggest Titanic exhibition in Las Vegas, USA. Several other museums in the USA have exhibitions of some of the 5,000 different objects from the ship. They include leather luggage, bottles of perfume, jewelry, and cups with the name Titanic on them. You can even see an unopened bottle of champagne from the ship's dining room with the date 1900 on it. As one visitor said, "We know a lot about the Titanic through films and stories, but when you look at the personal objects in the exhibition, you realize it's more than just a story."